Yeah, that was bad.
No, this was not a banger of a Steelers versus Ravens matchup. The Steelers lose at Heinz Field 16-14 to the Baltimore Ravens.
I think putting it bad is actually putting it very gently, putting it nicely. Yeah, this game sucked. This Steelers team sucks, as we always know, as we should expect. This game went literally as advertised. It was defensive. It was Steelers versus Ravens. It was within 3 points, but
it was in worse fashion for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Very bad fashion, man. This is one of the worst losses I experienced all year just because of how many points was left off the board once again by this offense. And I know we had a backup quarterback in the majority of the game after Kenny went out with a concussion, even though he came in after they cleared him, then they evaluated him again, which made no sense. But nonetheless, Pickett went out with the game. Mitch came in. First drive, less down to a touchdown.
A Najee Harris touchdown.
After that, he threw 3 interceptions, 2 of them in the red zone. That was also both in the second half.
Yes, it was. And then he threw a third one, which was completely overthrown towards Deontay Johnson.
I blame every single pick on Mitch. He kept locking down receivers. The third interception was, like Rob said, overthrown in double coverage.
Trubisky did not help one bit.
No. Trubisky showed you why he's a backup. He showed you why he left Chicago. Trubisky was absolutely horrendous today. 3 interceptions. He threw 1 touchdown, 2. I think it was Freiermuth.
Yeah.
Outside of that, that's it for the offense. The rushing game, once again, went back to reality, I suppose, where they did nothing against a good rushing defense.
Yeah.
Baltimore's
Baltimore's front seven held their own against Najee Harris. Yeah. A rushing offense of the Steelers that was doing much better than the first half of the season. They were averaging like over 130 yards per game since after the bye week. Got nothing close to that. Did we even get half of that?
No.
I don't think we got half of that. No.
We got 65 on the ground today. That's it. 65
overall.
Overall by everybody. Najee had 33 himself and a touchdown. That's it. The rushing defense went right back to reality. Mitch, like I said, 3 interceptions, the 1 touchdown. I suppose the only positive from this offense was Pickens. 2 deep shots. He caught them both. He's looking like a contested catch freak that, honestly, we need to start targeting him more.
Yeah.
He had 2 nice long passes in the first half, and then we completely ignored him in the second. Deontay had a good game statistically, one of his better ones, 6 catches, 82 yards. That's it for the offense. There's not much to say. Freiermuth is still looking promising. He's still looking good. He's still looking trustworthy. That's it. There's nothing else to say about the offense.
No, it was just a typical dreadful performance, especially by Mitch Trubisky. He didn't help one bit, and
the rushing game went right back to what it was before the bye, and we left many points off the board thanks to the turnovers.
Pretty much.
In fact, not just that, also a blocked field goal. In Ravens territory, we threw 3 interceptions and had a blocked field goal. Think of how many points we could have gotten. We could have won this game if at least that field goal was made, if that field goal wasn't blocked. The amount of points left off this board by this offense week after week is sickening. And I know they're growing pains. I know it's with a backup in Mitch, although he's a 6-year vet at this point.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for why we are leaving so many points off the board. There's no excuse for Mitch. There's no excuse for anything. At this point in the season, it's week 14 now. At this point in the season, this offense should start be clearing those mistakes.
Yeah. And they haven't yet.
It's just constant weekly errors from this offense. Just an all-out bad performance from this offense, from every way possible. If Pickett was still in this game, it probably would have been different because he's a little more safe. He's actually a better quarterback than Mitch in the way he just goes through his reads, and he's just the guy we're gonna go with.
Yeah, he's played Kenny Pickett. He's played it safe the past few weeks. He hasn't turned the ball over. He's been using his legs more to stretch the field, to move the offense down the field. Trubisky didn't really do much of that. He didn't run on one bit.
No. So I don't know what Pickett's status is going to be for the Panthers game next week, but hopefully we get him back. Defensively, it was just another week of the defense showing you why they're overpaid and overrated, and another week where they can't stop the run to save their lives. And they've been that way for years, honestly, man.
No, but this game,
215 rushing yards.
120 of those came to J.K. Dobbins, who has come back off injured reserve for the Ravens.
Literally just yesterday. He had 120 and a touchdown. 8 yards average for J.K.
Yeah.
The Ravens averaged 5.1 total. This was just another weekly showing of why this team is in the way they are, why they're in the place that they are, and honestly, it continues to show our errors.
And the Ravens didn't even have Lamar Jackson in this game. He was inactive. He's going to be inactive for a couple of weeks.
They didn't even have Huntley for the fourth quarter.
No, they had Anthony Brown in there, and all they had to do was run the ball because they know that we can't stop the run.
A third-string quarterback closed the game out, although he didn't do much because obviously all they had to do was run the ball, but they let a third-string undrafted quarterback go down the field and pretty much close this game out with the remaining score. And, of course, when we needed the defense to make a stop to give the offense one more chance to win the game, they can't.
Nope.
So another week of stressful Steelers football that shows that the offense is back to reality. The run game is back to reality.
This entire team's back to reality. Those 2 straight wins that we had on the road, I mean, if you want to hold on to that,
if you
be
were
my guest. But honestly, if you look at the games, they were not satisfying wins.
No,
they were not convincing wins.
They were not inspiring whatsoever. But if you wanted to ride with that, then by all means, go ahead. But yeah, this team is just it was a bad performance, man. And we could have easily won this game if we minimized some of the mistakes on offense. But obviously we can't. Week after week, man. We had those 2 straight wins. I suppose it felt good riding with that, but now that's over. And now we have the Panthers next week. The Panthers are a clusterfuck themselves, but so are we. So that game's going to be absolute
a disaster.
A dumpster fire of a game. But if there's one game I can see the Steelers winning this year, it should be that one. And that could be our last dub of the year, if I'm being real with you. Realistically.
But can you even be convinced by even just saying that?
I don't know. This entire team is just rough.
But nonetheless, the Steelers lose to the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens beat us for the first time in 2 years.
Yep.
Last 4 times we've beat them, and now they finally beat us.
And again, without Lamar Jackson. That also goes to show that this rivalry, no matter who's playing, no matter who's starting, throw everything out the door because that's how these games go.
Yeah.
But there you have it. This showing really exposed a lot of the issues that we already know of, but even more so.
They made them even more apparent.
And as we approach the offseason and draft season, this game is a great blueprint for what we need to fix. Which, I mean, they should already be obvious by now, but my God, especially today.
Yeah.
We lose 16-14.
And we fall to 5-8. Mike Tomlin is 1 game away from finally, potentially more than likely, having his first ever losing season as head coach.
That could be next week. I don't know. We'll see. But let us know your guys' thoughts down below. Another rough loss, another rough week of stressful Steelers football. Maybe we can get a bounce-back win next week, but I don't know, man. We'll see what Pickett's status is throughout the week and hope the Steelers can just bounce back.
And adjust. But then again, we are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We are. At least the Pittsburgh Steelers of right now. The last couple weeks of the season, we just got to ride with it. We'll see what happens. Let us know your guys' thoughts. Here we go, Steelers at the end of the day. And Ravens will see you next year.
And like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace!